everybody, this is Nanako. Long time no see, which is my catchphrase now, because I feel like I say that every video, and I'm really sorry. But you'll understand because I've just been so busy. It has literally been back to back to back, which I feel like maybe you guys can relate, so you guys can give me some grace and a little bit of mercy. But as the title suggests, I kind of wanted to talk very briefly about my sort of experience getting a job straight out of college, which yay, I got a job straight out of college, which feels like a fucking miracle. Did not think that would happen for me, but I was gonna go kind of through my college experience, or sort of my academic journey, some of the jobs that I had, and also how I got the job and what I've sort of learned from that entire process. GW was not my dream school, but I knew, you know, Washington DC was a really nice area, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go there. And I went in with the prospective major of religious studies. For me, I was just like, oh, I just need to get into the fucking school. So I got in. The spring semester of my sophomore year, I declared my major as journalism and mass communications, which is part of the School of Media and Public Affairs. So if you ever are curious about that program or that major, please let me know in the comments down below. I also minored in entrepreneurship and innovation because I was like if I ever want to go into corporate, I would want to show at least that I was also looking in that direction. So I did that as well. My hair's also so flat. I'm so sorry, guys. And so for the jobs that I had, I'm gonna do a very quick rundown, except for a couple. So first, I was a tour guide for GW, which was boring, and I did not want to do that. The next one was I was a tutor for low-income students in less well-off areas in DC. And that was a really nice experience. Even though it didn't really contribute to my current job now, it helped me understand sort of politics outside of just national politics and more so about DC, which really came in handy. Then I was a communications intern for a nonprofit that also helped with low-income residents in the area with like employment, and so that was really cool, but it was unpaid, which was less cool, but you might have to do that, and there's nothing shameful about it, okay? It's better to have something on your resume than have nothing at all. Anyways, then I was an administrative assistant for the School of Media and Public Affairs, where I just did checkouts and check-ins for like film equipment, so like camera, tripods, lights, lenses, lav mics, all that. It wasn't like the most challenging job. It was really chill. I liked it because I was able to meet up with my friends, was able to, you know, be with staff and like, you know, and teachers, I mean professors, and they got to know me, and so that was really cool. Then I got a job at this place called Apex, and that was actually because I got a recommendation through my friend Maddie, which I'll show her on the screen here. She's amazing, and she recommended me, and it's a nonprofit that deals with Asian American, Pacific Islanders, and Native Hawaiians, and advocacy for them, and it's a pretty large organization in the sense that it has a the staff number is not huge, but the people who participate and come to the events and, you know, are invested in the organization is a lot. And so that dealt with Asian American affairs, which was really cool. And I was in office intern and communications intern. Yeah, so I did not have a job for a year after that, or like a position for a year after that. But this January, I got a job or an internship at this organization called Affordable Homes and Communities. It's a nonprofit that deals with real estate and making it cheaper for those who are low income, which was really nice. And I was a communications and marketing intern there, so that was really cool. And then now to my job. I will be starting June 2nd. So today is, what day is it today? Today's the 26th, and I will be starting June 2nd. So no breaks for me. So I will be busy. I'm just warning you guys right now. But basically, I will be working for this organization, which is also a nonprofit, called Former Members of Congress. I don't know how much I can get into what I do. I'm just gonna give you a brief description. I'm not doing anything like top secret. I'm not a spy or anything like that. I'll be a program officer for the Congressional Study Group on Japan, and basically it's US-Japan relations. It's diplomacy, and it's about cross-cultural exchange, and so that's really exciting. I get to go back to Japan a couple times a year. Pay is pretty good. I don't know if I can say it, but the pay is pretty good. It's not six figures though, so you will not be seeing any signs of mass acquired wealth, but it's a great job and it's great sort of benefits. So I'm very excited about that. And in regards to how I got the job, I got it through a family friend, but he was in the area and he had held this position previously and he recommended me. And so that's the biggest thing, right? I think what I really wanted to talk about is networking. And I'm not saying that connections are everything, because the people who are going to connect you need to have, need to see that there's something on your resume so they can truly vouch for you. But networking is everything. And by that, I don't mean like career fairs and like networking events, which is big, but it's really nice when you have people who really know who you are and they're able to vouch for your skills and for your personality and for all of these things about you. Keep in mind who's in the area, who you know, who you might be able to reach out to, what jobs they hold, and whether or not they might be able to connect you, right? Maintain contact with them, because I've seen on Reddit like, oh, like look at my job progression or like, interview stats, and it's just like 700 applications and then like 5 interviews and then 2 jobs. I was like, job offers. I think the best way at this point is networking, and it kind of always has been, but I want to emphasize this this video is mainly for students who are going into college, who are sort of early in college, but hopefully this could also be useful for those who are looking for employment currently now. Keep good people around you, right? Good friends around you, because they would be willing to help and reach out. So join clubs, join Greek life, honestly, professional sororities and fraternities are pretty decent, so do your research. And then keep your LinkedIn and resume updated. I think that doesn't need to be said too much. That's pretty obvious, but it also depends on your profession. But for me, I was constantly updating my LinkedIn, constantly updating my resume, and having different resumes for different positions. And so if you guys ever want a video about me talking about how to apply for jobs, for lazy people, just let me know. In regards to like takeaways from school, I loved school. It provided me with structure, but I also did not like school because I felt like I was constantly failing. And I wasn't constantly failing, but I felt like I was, because I have always struggled with deadlines and schedules. And for me, it's like I'm really excited about an opportunity or about a class, and then as the year goes by, it's just I let go, and I struggled a lot. And although I got things done, like I was late a lot of the time, and without the professors who just really were there for me, I don't know what I would have done if they weren't so understanding. And unfortunately, some professors weren't, and maybe a lot of professors aren't. And not only that, like I just struggled to find balance, and I really couldn't like fuck around, like I really couldn't like do what some people were doing, because not because I didn't have the time, which I also didn't, but because I just didn't have the energy. Like I found myself so consistently tired. Like I would work and study at the same time. So I would be working from 10 to 1 and then going to class from 3 to 8 p.m. and then doing homework from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Like I just couldn't catch a break. And so, especially my senior year, and so I was exhausted. Don't do that. Also, another thing, I'm kind of embarrassed by this. I don't have that many friends. I didn't make that many friends. I made 3. 1, Maddie, and my roommates Lucy and Sozy. That's it. And 2 of those people were forced to live with me. But at the same time, the biggest thing is you don't need to be popular, and you don't need to have a fuck ton of friends. You just need to find the right people, and they will get you through your year. And adult relationships are not the same as middle school relationships or elementary school relationships, where you're just like, hey, like, do you want to go to a play date? And then it's like, yeah, let me ask my mom. Okay, I can go. Like, it's not like that. It's, when can I block out my schedule for you? Actually, I'm booked for the next month, so can we like do it in like June or July? Like that's what it looks like. And it's not about the amount of time you spend together. It's about the when you do spend time together, is a quality time. I'm still learning, and I haven't started my job yet, so that's gonna be a huge learning experience for me, and I'm excited for it. I'm also a little bit scared, but I think I'll be fine. Speaking of fear, I'm $40,000 in debt. $40,000. I mean, it's fine. It's not as bad as some like med students or law students, but I don't want to think about it. But I think everybody's in the same boat for the most part. I only have 1% on my camera, which is new. It's my new Sony ZV-E10, so the quality looks a little bit better than my dingy iPhone that's like 10 years old. Graduation was great. My mom came, and my mom's best friend came from Japan. It's their first time coming in a really long time, so I'm really happy that they were able to make it. We had pho and we went straight to Florida. Yeah, I want you guys to look forward to future videos, and now that I have a little bit more time to myself and it's just not like work, school, and homework, work, school, homework, I can sort of indulge in my hobbies a little bit more. So stay excited. It might not be super frequent, but I will be trying, and I'm getting more equipment to sort of fuel my excitement for this. Let's keep in touch, and I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you guys soon.